Hey, what's happening? This review is on the movie Fantasy Football. So the plot of this movie is this guy named Bobby Coleman is this big football player, and him and his family plan to move, and of course, and his daughter Callie wants to stay in Atlanta where they live because she is making friends, and she's recruited for this robotics club, and one day she goes to this party and that they're playing this video game, which is a football game, and Bobby doesn't want her to do that because mostly because he doesn't want her hanging out there and playing that game because he's the person who's at that house is a member of a football team who's supposed to be the rival for Bobby's football team. But then lightning strikes between them. Well, not on them, obviously. This is a kids' movie. It strikes the game and it turns magic. And when starts playing the game just to, relieve some stress, she realizes it controls Bobby too. Because whenever she plays as Bobby in the game, it controls him in real life and it's magic. So, of course, Bobby knows about this, so he tries to tell her that he wants her to keep playing the game and making her become better at the game. And they kind of have a fallout saying, oh, it's just for fame and whatever, and they all try to resolve it. This was a cute movie. I actually quite liked it. Yeah, I know, yeah, it's very cheesy, but it's a Nickelodeon movie. It's going to be kind of goofy. So, as long as you know what you're getting into, this is definitely the kind of movie you should expect. It's very goofy, it's very over the top. It's very aimed towards kids, but if you do like have a soft spot for kids comedies, you'll get a lot of charm out of it, and I really did. It really did feel like I was watching a Nickelodeon movie, like one that would have come out when I was a kid. Like this would have been a movie I probably would have watched a lot as a kid, and because of that, it's not because of that, because I do really have a soft spot for these kind of movies. Like this movie is not great. I'm definitely not gonna say it, but it's fun. Like it's just fun. It's a very simple sitcom like kind of movie because obviously it's really a simple plot. Nothing big happens. There's no real effects. Well, I guess, yeah, there is kind of effects. Like, there is this one joke where Callie's playing the game and customizes the character and it affects Bobby in real life. And, like, yeah, there's some stupid jokes. Like, she makes his butt bigger. And, like, yeah, there isn't a whole lot of stupid humor. Like, I don't recall one fart joke or poo joke, honestly. Like, most of it, there was just that butt joke. Maybe like there was probably two more. Other than that, there actually wasn't that much stupid humor, which I'm pretty thankful for. Like I didn't laugh a whole lot. Most of the humor is really more aimed towards kids, but I was more just engaged because it really felt like something I'd expect out of a Nickelodeon movie, something just fun and just it kind of brings that childhood innocence back to me where like this definitely feels like a movie I would have enjoyed as a kid, and the performances are really good. There's no real big names in it, but I think the lead guy who and the daughter, like they're both really good. Like the kid is really great. She actually, for a child actor, I think in a movie like this, a streaming movie, I think she actually done really well, and she has really good chemistry with even some of the other kids in the movie, and it's really makes for some good interactions, and there's a lot of heart to it. If you know, even if you're not really into football or sports or whatever, like there's still a lot you can, what's the word? Take in with this movie because a lot of it revolves just around family and being with each other. So it has some heart to it. Its heart's in the right place. It's definitely not. I mean, I don't mean to make this sound pretentious because obviously movie's nothing groundbreaking, but its heart is in the right place, as I said. Like it's very, it has its touching moments and it's really cute and feel good, and it's just, it's kind of a movie you just watch when you're just lazy on a weekend. Like this isn't a movie I don't think I'd rewatch it often, but like if I had kids around, and I'd probably put this on, and since my grandma has Paramount Plus, I was able to watch this movie, and yeah, it was fun for an hour and a half, mainly because like it's pretty much what I expect from a Nickelodeon movie. Something simple but still very cute and something entertaining. Just something that has a real child like innocence to it, and I did really enjoy it for that. So, and it kind of feels like one of those sports kids movies. Like, it this really felt like a sports, like, one of those movies like Game Plan or Mighty Ducks or something. It felt like one of those movies, and that's kind of, I think that's a lot of why I found a real charm to it. I know my friend Tevia wasn't a big fan of this movie, and I get it, but me, I was actually pretty charmed, and I actually had an okay enough time, and I think for if you're just bored one day and have Paramount Plus, it's an okay watch. I think it's pretty good. So, yeah, fantasy football, it was pretty good. Definitely not one of my favorite movies of the year, but I was entertained, and it was definitely the kind of movie it was. I think they really did. It was what it was. Like, if you know what to expect going in, you'll be satisfied. So, that's my review of fantasy football. So, I'll see you whenever with whatever I review next.